I'd like this from Sophie to you and laughs mercilessly. It sounds creepy enough to make people glance towards you. I never stop. You should know that I'm relentless. What is this all about? I understand why you hate Sarah. You look so angry. For a moment, you fear she will hit you. Ella Simon, no. As if you don't know, they call me a creep. That's very insulting, especially to somebody like me. What's that when you are creeping invisible in my haven? Yes. Sophie sighs. You have to stop, otherwise I'll take this to Coterador. Do that, I have friends much more powerful than him. Just please stop. I never stop, never ever. She locks eyes with you, ignoring Sophie. Let's talk later. We'll have some fun together. She walks away, so we watch her go before she says anything. She is a lunatic. They say all kind of things. Don't worry about it. She knows that if she crosses the line, there will be consequence. So he steps away to chat with her friends. And you look at the kindred around you, wondering how many would really help you in times of trouble. Probably not many. Okay. There's nothing much about it. You have taken care of Frank Ducati, but apparently there's someone still staking out Sophie's apartment. The weather is cold and windy as you walk to Sophie's apartment. As a vampire, that doesn't matter anymore. You may have been saddled with eternal hunger, but at least you can ignore the wind chill. Just as you come to the door of Sophie's building, she stomps out, murmuring into her phone. Yes, I know. Don't worry, I trust you to handle it. Therefore, Sophie talked to her associates before. It's always the same. Generalities and vague suggestions. It makes you think she's involved in mysterious machinations, yet doesn't tell you anything. Sophie's dressed to kill, but there's nothing unusual in that. She likes to make an impression. A black car with tinted window is waiting for her in front of the door. A chauffeur steps out to open the car door for her. She noticed you. I'm glad you're in the neighborhood. If you could look around for me one more time, that would be wonderful. You told me you had gotten a very bad report. It turns out he's still here, snooping around. Sophie's very good at communicating disappointment. She doesn't have to do much to make it clear that she is unhappy to have to return to this issue. I thought he was gone. He didn't seem very brave. Sometimes cowards are even worse than those with a backbone. They're sneakier. The reporter talked his way into the building during the day. Once the doorman understood what was happening, he threw the reporter out. You show all pictures of me to my neighbors. It's very awkward, you understand. Sophie disappears into the car and the chauffeur closes the door behind her. You watch as the slick vehicle disappears into the Manhattan traffic, just one anonymous car among many. Let's sit down somewhere and devise a plan of action. You go to a nearby diner, settle into a booth, and order a coffee from the steely-eyed Latino waitress. As she brings you your cup, you describe Frank Ducati to her on the off chance she has seen something. Just as she's about to answer, you happen to look outside. Something catches your eyes. The diner is brightly lit, so you lean closer to the window to see the street through it. You got lucky. Frank is standing on the sidewalk on the other side of the street, looking at something on his phone. You slide up the booth, throwing a few small bills on the table. Mumbling something to the waitress, you step outside. You follow Frank. You trust in the powers of the blood. You keep outside and follow Frank patiently. His hand is so strong that you don't have to see him to stay on his toe. He disappears into an alley. It's different from the last encounter, but could as well be the same for all the protection it will afford him. Oh God, it's you again. Please, I'm walking a different story. I swear. Frank retreats deeper into the alley. It's fine, Frank. Maybe we got off on the wrong foot last time. Yes. Frank appears relieved and even smiles a little. Okay, I'm sorry I tried to bullshit you. Just tell me how can I help you. Your employer trusts you too much. I find it hard to believe that your bush is so interesting your employer keeps sending you here again and again. A story is a story, I mean. Look, I don't want any trouble. I can see that you're serious. There's something to self-link. I think you know what it is. You take a long, hard look at Frank Dugarty. He's a tenacious man, but not brave. After the last time you met, you were sure he had been dealt with. Why did he find the courage to come here? Don't you have better stories to chase? Corruption, financial fraud, political scandals. That's the kind of story I used to do before I lost everything. For a second, Frank looks lost like a little boy who doesn't know where to go. Then he recovers. But you can't keep me down. I'm reported to my dying breath. Hell, if I didn't have this job, I would start a blog and do it for free. Anything to get the facts out. You almost believe it, but something about Frank feels off. Pride and trust in your blood to convince Frank. You don't say anything at first. It's easy to dismiss Frank as a joke. It has been, yet there's something beneath his talk, another story. A moment of silence is all you needed for your presence to properly register in Frank's mind. He's too weak-willed to resist. Someone's leaning on you, Frank. Come clean. What? No, absolutely not. Frank's voice sounds shrill. You know, you got it right in one guess. Sometimes I just need some extra money, that's all. Where did this extra money come from? There's a guy, he's paying me, that's all, but I can't talk about that. You use the powers of your blood to grant yourself incredible strength. Throw dumpsters against the wall. You pick up a dumpster and flings it into the air, crashing into the wall of the alley. Frank watches in awe as the heavy dumpster comes crashing back down, causing a loud clatter. There's refuse strewn everywhere, and it's clear no normal human could have done what you did. Screaming in primal fear. Frank turns and runs. He stumbles in his panic, trying to move faster than his leg allowed. His pressure is the one be back. At least not of his own accord, something in the power you display got to him. It feels good to use the power you have as one of the kindred. Still, you know. It was a good idea to demonstrate your capabilities so brazenly. Maybe I should have killed the guy right there and then. Sophie requests your presence tonight. It seems urgent. You find her already waiting for you in Clay, considering something. It takes a minute to outside before she speaks. I require your assistance, Sir Kimmy. There's a matter of great importance that I need to ask you to resolve for me. You'll find what I'm about to say is surprising, I'm sure, but I need you to hear me out. I need you to contact an important Anarch figure in NYC and arrange a meeting for us. Our meetings with Anarchs forbidden. Well, I'm pretty sure we're not supposed to meet with Anarchs. We're at war, right? The prince does look unfavorably at those who meet with the Anarchs, that much is true. You'll find that with this, as with many other things, the Camarilla possess more than their share of hypocrisy inherent to them. It comes hand in hand with using medieval power structures. Whatever we're forbidden to do, the prince may do willingly. Some of these things can be done in the open, others are kept secret, as to not invite discord and discontent. I need to contact a man named Tor. He's an influential member of the movement and, like most of them, very suspicious of the Camarilla. That's why I'm sending you to extend my invitation. What are you scheming? Say I arranged the meeting. What's next? I have something to offer Talk, a chance to set things straight. Both for the Anarchs and for us, especially for us. From my limited source adjacent to the movement, I've gathered that your best chance to speak to Talk is to first meet with his right-hand woman, Mia. She's regular at the club called the Leech. I think it would be best if you present yourself as an Anarch hopeful. Flashing, looking for a place to belong. Only once you talk directly should you mention my name in the meeting, okay? Yeah, that makes sense. If I open it, I'm with the Camarilla, they might cut me off. We can lay out our cards on the table once I have his attention. My thoughts exactly. After tonight, I suggest we do not speak of this again until you arrange the meeting. There are many who would jump at the chance to use this against us. With Kaiser, you have proven you can get the job done even if it requires additional legwork. I am trusting you to deal with this task as quickly and covertly as possible. Forgive me, but that's all the time we can spend tonight. What I'm asking of you is just a part of a bigger whole. Trust me, it will all be worth it. I'll do my best. I know you will. Check with Gregory for the address of the Lich Pit. Have Mia introduce you to the talk. To talk. What she does, tell him I wish to meet. Let him pick the time and place, but let it be soon. If it proves too hard, tell him I have something that will help him get Alice against Boss Carlian. That should pique his interest. Good luck, and obviously not a word about this to anyone else. Not even any new friends you might have made in recent months. This stays between us. The way she says that final sentence suggests a not-so-veiled threat, but who wants my last that impression? You want her to keep trusting you. You wouldn't want to disappoint her. Gregory gives you the address. The club is in Brooklyn. Apparently, it's some kind of heavy metal pub with a dedicated concert space. Time to pay this Mia a visit. The place is teeming with people tonight. You arrive in the middle of the concert. The music is loud, almost deafening, and it takes you a while to get used to it. You recognize a phrase or two of the lyrics and realize that you know the song they're playing. A poster confirms your suspicions. It's a Life of Agony tribute band, and they're not half bad. A group of few dozen patrons are tightly packed in, and the smell of their sweat and youthful, excited blood overwhelms you momentarily. This was some difficulty that you turned to the acid hands. You've heard their share about the Anarchs and how they fit into the kindred politics, but you only have the short encounter in Corona Park to base your actual opinion of the fashion on. That might have been just a horrible first impression, but you're keeping your guard up just in case. You stop at the bar. Mia was supposed to be a regular. Might as well check how true that is. Rather turns it after she posts a lineup. Turns to a group of rowdy patrons. What can I get you? I'm looking for a girl called Mia. She frequents this club, I heard. Yeah, she visits every now and then. What do you want with her? How she has connections. I'd like to meet somebody to her. Yeah, she knows people who knows people. I've seen her tonight, sorry. If I'll let her know you asked for her. You decide to walk the premise some more, hoping that Mia will show up. The concert begins to die down. Then it's into their first weekly request and encore. A hand on your shoulder, you turn around and come face to face with a lanky woman in a jacket hood, 2 sizes too big for her frame. Follow me behind the bar. I got a few questions and you better give me a snap answer if you know what's good for you. She leads you through the bar to a back door that leads inside a side room. Indie metal band posters are plastered on every wall, some of them 20 or more years old, judging on the 2 dates. An old sticky table and some rickety chairs are the old pieces of furniture here. Sit down. I think I'm comfortable. Standing, thanks. She shrugs her arms. Suit yourself. She leans on one of the walls. The name's Mia. I'm guessing your visit here isn't a happy coincidence. I don't know you, so you are either new in New York or kept an outstandingly low profile. Both sound suspect. So before we take these pleasantry further and estimate this, who do you run with? I'm independent. I don't bow to anyone. Isn't that adorable? Listen, flashing. You don't get to be this fresh in the game and not pick a side. Those Second Inquisition fucks are all too happy to pick on delusional kids like you. So are the camps. They offer you rewards aplenty for your servitude, but never actually deliver. Fortunately for you, there's another option. But before I get to that, let's get one thing out of the way. She leans in. If this is some clever plot to ask me out of my domain, or if you're just here to spy on me in the movement, I'm assured that you don't enjoy undead much longer. Got it? You can tell it's purely rhetorical questions. Right, here's a pitch. The Camarilla like to think that they're the vanilla option. What with Prince Bitch Panhead pretending that they were always in charge, but New York has never been a fully Cammy city. They might have won the city in '99, but Cams got their ass handed to them many times over the years, and the movement has been here at least as long as they have. Wow, hell, I have moved to NYC before World War II, and that was a good while after I've seen Camarilla for what it is, a way to keep us all in line and subservient. The Ivory Tower will tell you that they're the only safeguard for the traditions, and that's the kind of problem. And that's kind of the problem. There's only one tradition within the movement field should be respected, the Masquerade, obviously. Anything else? As the prince, and she'll tell you it's the logical continuation of the Masquerade, but really it's just a way to keep the others powerful and in control. She grimaced. But here's the thing. For all the tasks of us bloodsuckers being solitary creatures, we need a community to keep up the Masquerade community, yes, but authority, not so much. We need a council of peers to keep the assholes and power-drunk fletchings in check, but not a feudal prince to tell you what to feed or who to hunt down when they step on her toes. She takes a brief break in her indignant rant. Sounds too good to be true. Mebacity and a predatory smile. You better believe it. Sure, we still have to struggle with the odds of our kind, but it's safer and more fair. Less free as our condition permits, but unlike Articus, we don't stand alone. Nominally, a guy by the name of Kalyan has been overseeing the movement's agenda in NYC for the past few decades. Most follow his lead. Most, but not you? You make it sound like it's most, but not you. Yeah, not me. If you're concerned about being well received in the city, you might need to go through Kalyan. But if you're serious about the counter cost itself, it's not your guy. Kalyan is up flashing like you and shits up self-preservation. His position as Baron is mighty shaky now. Not least due to the fact that he's backstabbed more than his share of allies. So he's doing what any other authority in the position of power would do. He's doubling down. Negotiations are out. Intimidation is in tightening ranks as a precaution against the Second Inquisition. She surprised you by hacking and spitting on the ground in disgust. If you have spent some time with the camps, that should sound very familiar to you. He's no better than Panhead and her cronies at this point. No. You need to contact Talk, and wouldn't you know it's your lucky night because I'm the leg to do it through. How is Talk different? Motherfucker, you're really asking for it. Her anger flares up again. I pretend that was just a naive question and not a half-assed chat. Talk is the leader, a local baron who's overseeing a small domain, but he's doing a very good job with it. Kalyan knows this, so he's giving him shit. Talk is taking it like a champ. He's smart like that. For one of us rebels, he's got the patience of sight. Makes you think back of how things used to be way back then. If the stories are to be believed anyway. You want to meet him? I'm gonna show goodwill first. What do you have in mind? That's fair. What do you have in mind? She flashed you a mischievous half smile. I appreciate your readiness, but I don't have the details just now. Ask for me at about when I leave something with you, and we'll take it from there. Now come on, I gotta be going. She walks you out the barn. You go your separate ways. Seems like there's nothing more to do than return here later and see if Mia really can help you contact Talk. Okay, we need to take care of this guy. You're just leaving your haven when you notice small note slip under your door. You pick it up cautiously and forward over. I know what you are. I know everything. Meet me at the beautiful view motel, or everyone else will know too. The no sign, Frank, cursing under your breath. You check the beautiful view monitor. It's located in Queens. Getting there will take some time. Something in Frank's notes suggests urgency. You run out of the apartment. Stepping into the beautiful view monitor, you can't help but think that the name makes promise that the building fails to deliver. Outside, there's nothing but an ugly parking lot, empty, the paint marking the parking space almost completely went away. Standing in the lobby, it feels like there's a decade's worth of stale cigarette smoke. Happy not being able to breathe anymore. The furniture looks like it was picked up from a yard sale into the 60s. There's something appropriate in the grubbiness of the surroundings. They fit the image you have of Frank perfectly. It's appropriate to find him in a place like this. You nod to the old woman. Manning the reception desk, she seems totally uninterested in what you're doing. Her eyes glued to the small TV perched on the desk. A cop show. Walking deeper into the motel, you find a lounge that might have aspired to a kind of lavish comfort in its glory days. Now, it just feels sticky, like you need to wash your clothes afterwards. Frank sits on the bar stool. There's no bartender, but Frank has a shot glass in his hand. He looks even sweatier than usual. What's up, asshole? How does it feel not to know everything? You stop and look at Frank a little closer. He seems strong. Not a good sign. Despite everything in your earlier encounters, you maintain a baseline of professionalism. It's business, not personal. There's no call for this. Before, it was all business, not personal. You understand that? Oh, it's not personal. Just like pushing me around, fucker. Stop to consider what to do. You're not used to dealing with Frank in a mode like this. He seems more confident and depressed at the same time. As if he had a secret that gives him power, but also brought him down. Sit next to Frank on the bar stool. Let's talk, Frank. You asked me to come here, so I'm guessing you have a proposal to make. Sure I do. I have friends, you know. I'm not just a nobody you can't pick on. And Sophie Langley is nothing compared to these guys. Frank sounds like he has plenty more business inside him, waiting to come out. Let me tell you something else. And his splitting sounds feels splunk in there. Bright flash blinds you for a second. For a second, an irritational panic grips your dead heart. It is sunshine, you to burn to death in the cheap motel in Queens. As your vision adjusts, something whistles past you. There's a series of stunking sounds, something impacting the bar. Frank is lifting the shot glass miraculously still in his hand. A massive bloodstain is spread across his shirt. But for a bizarre, incongruous moment, you stare at the thing sticking out of Frank's chest. It's a crossbow bolt. Another two lie shattered next to the bar, having missed the targets. One missed you by a hair's breadth. Turning around, you see figures dressed in black tactical gear storming into the room in eerie silence. Perhaps the flashbang damaged your ears. They drop their tactical crossbows and lift up rifles. Who comes prepared with crossbow? Frank slumps to the floor. A wooden crossbow bolt will paralyze a vampire, but struck through a human heart, it kills. The scent of blood fills the air. Make a run for it. You're facing a highly trained force of well-armed commandos. There's only one thing to do, run away. You don't even stop, they just hold your reflexes, you duck behind the bar and dive through the staff doors. The bullets hit the one next to you. Fortunately, the blessing of blood don't care whether you're being brave or a coward. The blood spits up your body and you rush through the back room, past empty beer kegs and half-full box of liquor bottles. Spotting a back door, you burst outside into the night. Running around the corner of the building, you see four SUVs parked by the motor's window, all black with tinted windows. A man and a woman, middle-aged, dressed like detectives, stare at you in surprise as you run past them. One tries to yell something as you stumble to your car, wrench the door open, and turn the ignition. While a terrifying moment, you fumble with the keys within the car, starts and you float, careening onto the highway. You run into Sophie speeding, past the surprised-looking doorman. Time is of the essence. You pound on the door of Sophie's apartment, more of the sake of your own nerves than because you think it's any help. After a few moments, Sophie herself opens the door and looks at you in surprise. She doesn't have her makeup on, her hair is shovel. You've caught her on a night off. What happened to you? As you step into the apartment and follow Sophie to her living room, you see the remains of a party. Empty glass, a faint smell of blood in the air. You have no time to contemplate Sophie's social life, however. We're being hunted. We're all going to die. Sometimes I regret taking you under my wing. If you don't calm down, I'll feed you to whoever is after me. Sit down, stay calm, and check whether this apartment is still secure. You sit down, suddenly conscious of the vast coping experience between you and Sophie. She has managed to stay alive for a very long time and knows how to survive. You only hope that you will survive along with her. For the next hour or so, you sit on Sophie answering minute questions about finding the commanders who assaulted you. At intervals, she makes murmuring phone calls to the mysterious contacts. After a long time, Sophie lets you go. You should be safe, and more importantly, I should be safe too. I have taken measures to secure both of our havens, but keep your eyes open nonetheless. You leave Sophie's apartment wondering whether you have survived another ambush like this. I should have killed that guy right away. Back then, at the second encounter with him, and we wouldn't have this kind of problem. You arrive at the Lich Pit, finding it less rowdy than the last time. The bar is still packed, but the scene is empty tonight. Instead, the old crackling speakers are playing music that would probably sound like noise even on high-end hardware. Mia's nowhere to be seen, but you do remember she requested that you asked her at the bar. You know the face behind the bar, the one that doesn't seem to recognize you though. I imagined you were just another patron, the sealed stranger the other night. What can I get you? I was told to ask about Mia. Yeah, well, she's not in tonight. She looks you up and down, and a spark of recollection shines in her eye. Oh yeah, that's right. She takes a well-worn book from behind the counter, some kind of YA vampire novel, and flips through it. She produces a piece of paper from between the book's pages and passes it to you. You told me you'd be interested in reading this. You find a relatively quiet corner and take a look at the note. T wants to meet you. I'll arrange it, but you need to prove you're trustworthy. Look around the Lich Pit for a guy named Bruce. Buff dude, sleeve tattoo on his right arm. I'm 90% sure he's somebody's retainer, sent here to spy on us by the game. Get me the name of his master, and write it on this card and return it to the bar. Does it take you long to locate this Bruce? He sits alone in a corner. To be the glass already empty on his table, you tell him to consider your approach. Price and strike up with conversation. The man immediately notices you but doesn't move from his spot. The other seats are empty. When you focus the blood to boost your attractiveness, it's not just Bruce who notices into you, so are other people. Do double text while passing your table. Hey you, have I seen you before? Possible, I'm a regular in this joint. Oh, are you? That's weird. This place is kind of a dump. Ask him about the names nicely. I know you're here because somebody asked you to spy in this place. It'd make me really happy if you give me the name. What do you mean, Sam? He catches himself, realizes what you're doing. His eye darted over your shoulder. He thought you have him cornered, but he suddenly lifts over the table in one smooth move and dashes through the sparse crowd. You catch up to him outside. He's bolting, alright. Celerity. Throwing caution to the wind. You focus your blood, give chase after Bruce. He might be faster than a human. His abilities are a fraction of yours. He dashes into a nearby alley, and you follow suit before he can jump a fence. You tackle him to the ground. A short brawl later, you're standing a few meters apart, and Bruce eyeing you with hatred. Potence, beat the name out of him. You clash again, but this time you're not pulling any punch. Bruce ripped Scrat, you dislocate his shoulder, brush a few of his teeth. When you're done with him, he's a mess. Please, oh fuck, no more, man, please. Ready to talk. Samira, her name's Samira, okay? Just no more, please. You leave him there, battered and alone. You should have talked when you had the chance. At least that's what you're telling yourself as you make your way back to the bleach pit. Time to leave something for Mia. You borrow a pen from the bar and turn Mia's note to the other side. Samira, you put the name down on a piece of paper, hoping you got it right. You pass the piece of paper to the bartender. She sticks it back in the symbol. Hold on 1 second. She wanted me to pass something on to you. She produced a cell phone from behind the counter. It's ancient and it's 15 years so out of date. 15 years out of date. Alright, and this. An old charger for the piece of junk in your hand. They really think about it. She says she'll be in touch. It takes you a moment to really remind you. So how to upload this thing. Then you find the phone book is blank. There's no Wi-Fi connectivity and no message left. It's got a version of Snake though. The bartender is already over at the other end of her domain, taking orders from patients. With your honor, contact no one inside, you decide to move in for the night. Hopefully your educated guess based on the scraps of info you collect will be enough to have me call you. The hunger calls you. Yeah, we need to take care of this. They even give you the warning. Wounded war song. Let's go and visit her. Immediately after you enter the park, you can tell something's wrong. An odd silence hangs in the air, the kind of silence that a choking victim makes when the fight leaves them. It doesn't take you long to find Tamika. You see her in the distance, leaning against a tree. As you make your way towards her, she puts her finger to her lips. Only then do you notice the blood dripping from her side. You pick her up, letting her lean on you. She looks at you, her eyes wide with fear and rage. They hear the Inquisition. They found us. Ralph, he drew them away, saved my ass. He's still out there. We need to go. We need to help him. You are in no shape to fight. You're bleeding out. You're in no shape to mount a rescue. Screw you. A jolt of pain makes it almost bend in half. I'm going. You are barely standing. I won't let you get yourself killed. I'm going. You want to stop me? Might as well kill me now. Through sheer force of will, she managed to straighten herself up. Let's fucking do this. You head deeper into the park. Soon, you stumble upon a setup. Innocuous bearer, service vehicles, red and white bearer tapes, men in work suits. That keeps the villains out of the certain area. It's not the slightest bit hard for a creature of the night to avoid this. You almost think their presence here is accidental, but once you spot the black fence deeper in you, get a foreboding feeling. Tamika grabs your shoulders and squeeze hard. Hold up there. You have to scream before you see it, too. SI Scout have taken tactical position between the trees. No way in hell you would notice them or hide on time if Tamika hasn't alerted you. Body armor, counter, night vision goggles, rifles, and semi-auto shotguns. Some equipment you can't even name. This guy means business. There's no time. She's getting ready to just pound them. Consequence be damned. You need to think and fast. I'm going to take one now and leave the other to Tamika. Focusing your efforts, you head for the nearest opponents, letting Tamika take care of the other one. Your target falls before he's able to pull the trigger. A faint gurgle lets you know Tamika has done her part as well. You look over and see her standing over the rapidly cooling corpse of the Inquisitor. She flicks her wrist, sprinkling the grass under her feet with the man's blood. It's a tie. All things considered, she seems to be doing alright. You keep on moving. Tamika gestures at the nearest patch of trees. Stick to the shadows. Take them one at a time. Sounds advice. You take it to the heart as you move on towards Tamika's haven. It doesn't take long for you to run across more of them. 3 operatives in full riot gear running down the park alley, sweeping the area with barrel-mounted flashlights, keeping very still and very quiet. Wait for them to approach. Tamika watched you from the bushes nearby, clear waiting to follow your lead. Try to take 2 of them out. As the first victim marched past, you launch onto them, sinking your teeth in their neck. In one sudden motion, you rip a chunk of flesh from his throat, quickly before the other took interact you at full speed. Just as you're about to take the first one out, Tamika pounces from the side, taking him out in an instant. As soon as she lands, she springs back towards the other one. A single slash level causes her attacks the main body falls to the ground. After a second or two, his head follows. You raise an eyebrow at Tamika. She hits back with a raucous grin. 2 to 1. No time to savor your victory. A savage yell rings out from across the tree line. You know that voice, Raoul. Tamika throws herself towards where it came from. It's almost unbelievable how fast she moves, considering the state she's in. You're barely able to keep up. Milliseconds later, you find yourself under the cover of a rose bush, giving you a clear view of nearby clearing. Off in the distance, you spot a group of gunmen converging. Slowly but surely, the circles until closing on a lone figure struggling on the ground. The vehicle lets out rain, pain, roar. Looking closely, you realize it's Raoul, caught in the same steel net you saw using the scare one. You struggle frantically trying to break free. With each passing second, step by step, the operator closing around him. Driven by instinct, Tamika just wants to save her brothers. She stops herself at the last moment as if reminded of your presence. Okay, how do we do this? They're taking him alive. We will find him. Look, they're taking him alive. We'll get him out, but right now we don't stand a chance. No, too late. The scared one. She choked up, swallowing the pain. You saw what they did. Fine, let's do this. Stay behind me. Just let me take the lead. Don't take any chance. She nods right, as if she would listen. We move in, like a 2-person SWAT team, staying low to the ground before you finally make your first move. The first 2 hunters meet the dead. Unfortunately, it's enough of the others to notice your presence, so much of the element of surprise. As 2 men turn towards you with their fingers already on the trigger, another 2 approach you, stabbing at the air with their cat prods. I think I'm going to attack the gunman. Prioritizing long-range attackers, you make quick work of them, slashing both their throats before they can fire. Meanwhile, Tamika does her share and she swiftly avoids the cat prods and moves in for the kill. 4 bodies hit the ground, 2 vampires still standing. You both turn towards the last remaining foe, driven by sheer desperation. The sole surviving Inquisitor sends overall and aims his semi-automatic shotgun at his head. Tamika grasps. You gesture her to stand up. There's no room for mistake here. Give up, you won't. Don't stand a chance. Looks like your number's up. Might as well give up, don't make it worse with yourself. With shaking hands, the gunman looks to you, then Tamika, as if wanting you not to come any closer. It's mostly for show. He's fucking, he knows it. Suddenly, you notice his muscle relax, as if he's made peace with the inevitable. You hear Tamika scream. She noticed it as well. Struggling to lift his head, Raoul looks into Tamika's eyes. Take care, sis. A shot rings out. Raoul's body collapses under the weight of the steel net, his head a gaping hole. Before either of you can react, the operator pushes the barrel under his chin and pulls the trigger. Another shot, another body hits the ground. You turn to your companion. She seems utterly lost, like a child failing to comprehend what just had happened. Falling to her knees, Tamika lets out a yell, unlike any you've ever heard. It's as if She's been possessed by some wailing spirit that banishes scream out into the sky. Her scream echoes across from cling until finally it goes quiet. With tears streaming down her face, she looks up. It's my fault. I put us in their sides. It wasn't on me. He was still clenching her fist. She pounds the ground in frustration. Fuck! We need to get out of here. Come on, we need to get out. This isn't over yet. There, more will be coming. She gets up, a violent shiver running through her entire as if she was literally trying to shrug off her despair. When she looks at you, again she seems far more clear-headed. Right, let's get out of here. Hastily, yet carefully, you make your way out. You don't stop until you reach a nearby alleyway. There, in the relatively safety of the surrounding darkness, you take a moment to rest. Leaning against the wall, Tamika presses her hand onto her wound, or rather, where it used to be. Fitting on the operators help her out, but she's still visibly struggling to wind down. Let's build up less attention. Hunters spot us on the rooftops. You need help. I'm not going anywhere. We need to get you patched up. I know, guy. We'll be fine. Knowing when it's the time to fold, you nod and head towards the far end of the alley. After several steps, you look back to see how Tamika's doing. You smile, noting her absence. Having managed past a couple blocks without incident, you thank your lucky stunt blend into the nightly New York crowd. Hopefully, Tamika has made it as well. I can't do anything now. I need to rest. A piece of paper sticking out of your mailbox is a printout from a computer, a note and a screenshot from Google Maps. It reads, "Meet me at the indicated spot tomorrow at 10 p.m. I'll pick you up and we'll take it from there." No signature. The place marked on the map is a lookout point near Pier 1, just next to the Brooklyn Bridge. You check your phone, that may have passed on to you. No new message, no missed calls. It's all a bit fishy, but there's only one way to find out who addressed this to you. Looks like tomorrow evening has been planned out for you. You go downstairs as far early as you wake. One final check for the phone, but no news from Mia. You take the car down to Brooklyn, park on the front street, and approach the meeting spot cautiously. A figure of about mere size standing there, dressed in an oversized jacket and looking out to Manhattan. As you approach, you can hear muttering something. It is true, but I do not think it's true. If I do not think it's true, then it cannot be true. And if it cannot be true, then I'm supposed to meet somebody. That will be you? No one turns around. It's not Mia. You have never seen her before. She looks perfectly plain and unmemorable. Why, yes, it's me. We're meeting now. You're meeting me. I am meeting you such choice occasions. You turn around, three men, all of them baldly and threatening, approach you. One of them takes the lead. So, you got the message. What is this all about? Cut the crap, what's this about? We're taking a trip, friend. The boss wants to meet you. Talk? What? You gotta be shitting me. Talk ain't the boss of jack shit. I mean, boss Callan, you dumbass. I suggest you get a move on. We've got place to be. The voice of the woman keeps creeping into your consciousness. The litany of gibberish are ever present throughout this entire conversation. The man cracks his knuckles. All we can do it the hard way. Celerity escaped the trap. Coming here was a mistake. It's time to blow this joint. Your muscles tense in preparation for a sprint that will take you away from the place and back inside your car. A shriek fills your head. It's a woman. She ridiculing you, provoking you to stand fire, to show them you're not to be ordered around. They try to overcome you, but you fight back. You break one guy's nose, dislocate another's kneecap. Yeah, who's big and scary now, you fuckers? A stick slams into your chest. The man who talked to you appears before your face, smiling a crooked smile. Do I always have to do everything by myself here? Load him on the boat, you useless cocksuckers. You're barely conscious. It's impossible to tell where they're taking you or how long it takes. A sucking sound that and the clear sensation of having a cavity in your chest that wasn't there before. A deep voice, breaking through the oblivion you're returning from. Vincent, my boy, you're truly a nuisance sometimes. But you get the job done, that's why I respect you. Thank you, boss. Sight comes back to you. The owner of the deep voice is Akira Sight, dressed in what can only be described as Victorian clothing, with a monocle and graying red hair. Is this Callahan? There we go, coming to, are we? Heard you are a spirited one, eh? Vincent, is this flashing spirited, would you say? Yeah, boss, sure, spirited. I believe you already know who I am. Your boss, Callahan. Right, you are, and I'm guessing you know my role in this city. I represent the Anarch movement. Why I'm not quite sure what you represent. I have invited you here to find out. Now let me make myself perfectly clear. I am disappointed in you, truly disappointed, but I arranged this meeting to allow you to make amends. First though, I have to make sure you understand what your infraction was. So do you know why you're here? Because I want to meet with Talk? Ah yes, you're not stupid. That's a nice change of pace. Talk is the reason you're here, or that little angry trumpet of his arm told yes me. Oh, I would love to get my hands on her neck, ring it until it breaks. You see, I'm a statesman. And it's not the prudent thing to do. No, indeed, the prudent thing to do is to teleport her and that blasted ebony skinned mentor, I suppose. Look at what the world has become these days. Here I am, embedding a black and a woman in front of a web of Asian descents. My papa, rest his soul, would not believe it. Finished with your rant? Oh, Flashing, you do not know who you're messing with. He looks at you with rage in his eyes, and you feel insignificant and vulnerable. An irrational fear takes over you. You cannot speak up against this man. You just can't. He's too terrifying. Now that I have your full attention, I will request something from you, and you obey me to the letter. But that comes later. First, you'll answer a few questions. The first of which is who pointed you to Mia. Sophie made me do it. Is she not interesting? Why would she want her protege to talk to somebody like me, I wonder? I wanted to contact her. I had to go through Mia. I guess the so-called veteran loves to use spectacles to hide behind, I heard. This will check out. What did you end up discussing? She wanted me to do her a favor. To grow a guy named Bruce by his master name. Oh, is that so, Vincent? Do you know this Bruce? I don't know Bruce. Boss. I'm not surprised, Vincent. I'll investigate this myself later. See, that wasn't hard now, was it? Of course. I can't be sure of how much of what you tell me was true, and how much of it is worth about as much as just a nice horse shit. But I find out I always do. When I do, we'll have another one of these nice talks, and maybe, just maybe, you'll avoid this upcoming unpleasant episode next time. He gives Vince a sign, and the bully men start hitting you all over. You feel teeth, wrists, and fingers break. Your foot is mangled under Vince's boot. Your shoulder dislocated, nose rackle. That's enough, Vince said, lip and be. He snapped his fingers in front of your face a few times. Check if you can focus on his face. You can, but barely. I am a man of principles. Another night will perhaps put you in a casket and dip it in concrete and dump it in the Hudson. I fared on mine during the Roaring Twenties. It's been a while. But like I mentioned before, I'm nothing but burden. And so the interests of this city, kindred, must come before my own need and wants. I still therefore let you continue your existence. Here's what I require in return for this boon. You are forbidden to meet with Talk. I'll keep an eye on you, on him, if you want a place with. The Anarchs, you go through me and owe me, got it? You have to understand, what I made my associate do to you tonight was just business. We can still work out a mutually beneficial relationship. In fact, it's either that or you'll find a dead. Time to go, Vincent. Take the boat back. Leave the Flashing here. I think they have a lot to think about. Sure thing, boss. Pleasure meeting your acquaintance. Callahan walks away. And so does Vince in his band of talks. You lie on the ground for a while longer, feeling the blood slowly putting your body back together, your hunger growing. You can hear the beast calling for sustenance, for safety, for revenge, a distant but pronounced third right now. It's not. until you man yourself enough to appear as a victim of a mocking more so than an impossible man or walking cadaver. And you hail a taxi passing by and head back to your head. You give the driver the address and pass out. The darkness greets you. Sometime past, you think. You feel somebody shaking you. You open your eyes to the driver. You think he's asking you, you're alright. This will change your mouth for a shout. He goes silent. You think he tastes great. As great as a tired, caffeine-pumped taxi driver with high cholesterol can taste. Warm blood pours down your throat and flows into your limbs, mending them. It's growing cold, but you still do not have control. You are still observing, not acting. Your body is not yours. The beast is in charge. Regain control. That's enough. No, it's not. I said, that's enough. It will never be enough. Enough! You break away from the man. He stays but conscious. He groggily says something about feeling tired. You leave the money on the driver's seat. Let him rest in the back. The familiar four walls of your haven are a blessing. The beast inside you keep nagging, but you have reined it in tonight. Not a small feat, given your state. You're still weak. You're still not quite a man. You need to rest tomorrow. You will have to feed again. Tomorrow you have to consider your next move. Carlin is not the kind of man who quits, but tonight you rest. You can't do anything. Waking up tonight feels different for two reasons. For one, you are pleasantly surprised that your body meant reasonably well while you were resting. It comes with a caveat though. The hunger you feel is pronounced. The beast like a black dog on the edge of your visions following you. Another thing that is really remarkable is waking up to the tune of an old cell phone ringtone. An unknown number is calling the phone you got from Mia. You pick up. Keep that old thing charged up, bro. Huh? You alright? Cut to the chase. Is the meeting set up or not? What? Not a fan of small talk? Good, me neither. Calling with some news. Talk agreed to meeting you. There's a pub in the Bronx. Solids and stripes, but be there tonight. Two things. No drinking on the premise, so if you want to grab a snack, do it before setting foot on the borough. And the meeting is exclusively no pals. We'll be rubbing shoulders with communists the whole evening, and also I don't trust you, so keep it casual or you blow it. Anything you'd like to add? Callahan forbid me from meeting talk. Yeah, I met Callahan yesterday. He kicked my ass and forbid me from meeting talk. I'm not sure I should be there tonight. Silence on the line. Fuck! More silence. I can't promise you any protection on your way there or the way back at the pub. You've been Talk's domain for always posturing. Callahan doesn't have the balls to strike Talk directly. Or post additional hang-arounds on lookout. That's the best I can do. If Callahan got under your skin again, I was in that spot once or twice too. All I've got to say is the risk is worth it. If you don't show tonight, I can't blame you, but this is the one time off all. You gotta hedge your bets, just don't do anything stupid. You meet with us tonight, it better be in good faith. She ends the call. First thing first, you take the subway to York Street Station, walk to Front Street, retrieve your car and weigh your options while driving back to your haven.